Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't doubt the Ukrainian ingenuity. It's just that it seems it is applied in the wrong industry, which in this case, according to Ukrainska Pravda, they are becoming very good at building weapons, sophisticated weapons. Obviously, they are in a scuffle with Russia, and that is desirable at this point. The problem is, you will see how this article I'm going to present in this video looks at the issue. I think is very arrogant way, or not very arrogant, demeaning way of looking at Ukraine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, Ukrainska Pravda, today the 26th of July 2023. War turns Ukraine from agrarian state to super lab of inventions. Now, don't imagine inventions like going to space, or going to Mars, or curing cancer or anything like that. No. Ukraine has turned into a super laboratory that develops innovative military products and is quite capable of advancing on the global level. Quite capable. Why? Did you have any doubts? This is Washington Post. Yes, my friends from Ukraine, this is how you might be viewed. Good job, agrarian state that you are. You use your plows, but you might be able, you could be able, right here, right? Quite capable. Remember the word here, innovation. Innovation is not invention. That's two different things. Someone else invented it, the military weapon, and you innovated it based on his inventions. So in this, and I'm not trying to play the same card as Washington Post did it without even realizing that actually they insult the Ukrainians. Because they innovate, but they don't invent. You know what it is? So I'm going to make this pair of glasses a little bit better in a little way, which is good. You invent on someone else's invention. So you innovate, you make it better. The problem is how happy they are that they are doing in the military realm or industry, arms industry. And that is obviously with the help of the Western guys who are providing, here is the drone, take the license, doesn't matter at this point, just do it, work it out, and then it's going to be yours. Why? The Ukrainians already made I read an article about 2 days ago, where they said that they created their own, the domestic middle range or mid-range missile system. Quite perfect. That is, they copied that one or took that one, put a new name, whatever they did to it, it's Ukrainian now. So when those missiles will hit, let's say, if they can reach Moscow, it's not going to be Western weapons. It's going to be Ukrainian weapons. You got that? The Weasel way? Again, I do not doubt the Ukrainian ingenuity and capability of inventing stuff. It's just as they don't have time. And how come only right now they thought of doing this, but nothing else in any other industry? I know for a fact that a lot of scientists from poorer countries migrate into richer countries, and they are able to conduct their scientific, tasks. They get better, let's put it this way, or you hear from them or about them in the West. I know Romanian scientists doing that and many others migrating because more resources and a better financial life, economic life, financial life in those countries. And good for them, because their brains could not be used by their native language in a very good way. Now this way, in this situation, you got Ukrainians developing only in the military. Why didn't they innovate in other departments, in other industries? For their own people. How come? I mean, it's so nasty to just, look at them. They're actually not only with a plow out there, they can actually innovate based on our inventions. And they're quite capable. I didn't know that. Imagine that someone would tell that through, let's say, an American, say, well, you're quite capable of really driving a car. I didn't expect that, but it seems like you could drive a car. You guys can handle the telephone. What? Turn the things around and see how the other side will perceive that. This is a very insulting way of, talking about this. They could have find different semantics over there, find different expressions, but that's their newspaper. They can do whatever they want, right? So let's keep reading here. And I'm quoting from Washington Post. Ukraine, which is known for agriculture and other heavy industry, they change it, like what? Is not an obvious setting for drone innovation. Now we're talking about drones. The existence of war, however, exigency of war have turned the country into a kind of super lab of invention, attracting investment from valued business luminaries, including former Google chief executive Eric Schmidt. What is he gonna do? Anyway, but chief executive, he's executing, all right. Whatever, so yeah, with the help and investments, they will innovate. Good for them. I'm just upset, kind of, because they are doing, super lab in invention attracting about drones and war. More than 200 Ukrainian companies involved in drone production are now working. Don't imagine two companies like US companies, like thousands of employees. Don't imagine that. 200. I mean, I don't think US has 200. Working hand in glove with military units on the front lines to tweak and strengthen drones to improve their ability to kill and spy on the enemy. I have no doubt they can do that. And I'm quoting, this is a 24/7 technology race, Ukrainian Deputy Prime Minister Mikhailo Fedorov said in an interview at his office in Kiev, the capital. Fedorov is responsible for the Ukrainian Army of Drones program aimed at utmost deployment and reconnaissance and combat drones by the Ukrainian forces in order to compensate for Russia's significant advantage in aircraft and artillery. The program has assisted private companies in training more than 10,000 drone operators in the past year, with a goal of training an additional 10,000 over the next 6 months. Russia's air force is estimated to be 10 times larger than Ukraine's, but Kiev has kept much of its grounded after shooting down several fighter jets in the opening days of the conflict. Drones have allowed Ukraine to survey and hit sensitive targets for being far behind enemy lines while improving the accuracy of its conventional artillery, says the Washington Post. Good job. So, again, they talk about jamming technologies. Very good. In the West, you cannot just fire up a jammer and interfere with the big parts of the spectrum. So the war offers them, obviously, possibility to try and experience. Unfortunately, weapons. What about something for peaceful purposes? Anything? Well, it's strange that, not strange, I have another article that I'm ready to make a video on. Supposedly, Ukraine is going to have economic growth. Can you believe that? I can't. I have zero trust in that news, that Ukraine will have as I said, a positive economic growth in 2023. Yeah, then these guys the Americans sending hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine to keep the government afloat, to pay their salaries and the pensions. Well, if you have a profit, how in the hell you're not able to pay for your own expenses? Doesn't make sense, right? All those expenses go all to war. Therefore you can't pay your workers, really. But anyway, not impossible. But they will have an profit. They will have a. I don't believe it. But nevertheless, going back to this article, yes, from an agrarian society or economic system, they now get into the 20th century or 19th century. Where are they right now? 19th century, the big, or 18 or 19, or 20th century. Which one is it? I think it's the 19th century industrial era, right? They have the how do you call that, the engine with steam engine now. They just discovered it over there. That's so insulting. But anyway, too bad they are innovating only. They make such a positive achievement on developing weapons. Imagine that you as an individual are known in the world only for creating, I don't know, atomic bombs. But not atomic bombs, let's say weapons. Nothing else. You still wipe your ass with, I don't know, corn or whatever. And you're known as a, agrarian society. I'm just exaggerating, obviously. But now you build weapons. You're okay with the weapons. How would you like to be known for that? It's something that you're good at, and you're just innovating. You're not invading, inventing. You're innovating. Washington Post says certain things that they don't even understand that they're actually. The article is not meant to look down on the Ukrainians, but I think from a certain perspective you could see it that you're just agrarian and now you're innovating what we give you because you are incapable of doing it yourself. You're doing it only with our support. With our support, you will still back in the dark ages or something. That is insulting. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.